Happy Resurrection Day. I'm Janet Smith, for those of you who don't know me. And I just wanted to stop for a moment and share what I believe resurrection life to be. I had a sweet friend this week ask me if I would share about resurrection in our Bible study. And as I contemplated it, I thought, I've been a believer for 41 years, and I thought, how many times have I sat on a church pew? But yet I don't know that I have memory or recall of what I really consider resurrection life to be about. Not in practical terms, I guess, maybe. I'm sure I heard it. Just wasn't apparently mature enough to understand it, maybe. But I thought about what resurrection life really means to me. And, while the cross and what it represents and the price that Jesus paid is absolutely, undeniably the most beautiful gift that we could have ever received. And nothing compares to it. And I do not downplay it. But it was a springboard. It was the precursor to what he actually wanted to bring to us. And that was resurrection life. I think we so many times get confused. We walk around with crosses around our neck and we focus on that part, but I don't think we've meditated enough on what was it he actually was accomplishing. We have our ticket in our hand. We're going to heaven, one-way ticket. And while that is undeniably beautiful, the journey doesn't start there. It starts here. It's like we've got our ticket, we're going to the sweet by and by, but it's the nasty here and now. That's the adventure. And the Lord knew we couldn't do it and do it beautifully unless he sent the Comforter, which is what resurrection was all about. He told the disciples to go into the room, the upward room, and to wait on the Comforter. And the presence of the Holy Spirit came and fell on those disciples and those who were in the room. And the world's never been the same. Resurrection life is an invitation to walk in relationship with God the Father, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. That if you're willing, they come in and they take up residency inside of you. And it becomes a beautiful place. And Jesus has, called us to be like him on planet Earth. To love those who are unlovely. To reach out to the lonely, to the hurting. And not just to reach out in human kindness, but to reach out in unconditional love and power and authority. And so that's what resurrection is about to me. I walked many years as a believer and didn't have the power and didn't have authority and didn't have all the gifts that I read about, in the New Testament. And as I finally came into the fullness of the kingdom and realized the role that the Holy Spirit plays, everything changed. Everything changed. And so I'm so grateful for the adventure that I get to live because the Holy Spirit guides me and he teaches me truth and he reminds me of truth. He gives me words of knowledge for people, prophetic words, things that I would never know about someone's life. He uses me to lay hands on people and they're healed or delivered and set free. And so to me, that's what resurrection is about. It's walking in the fullness of the calling of who we are. And never being, it's about relationship, of knowing who we are and listening to the voice that lives on the inside of us to unleash his kingdom on planet Earth. And so I hope that you are living in that resurrection life. I hope it's more than just a cross hanging around your neck, but it's actually living for the purpose of the kingdom to advance here on this big ball of dirt in the nasty here and now. We live in a time that's unprecedented. None of us or escaping it. There's brokenness and there's pain. And He's the solution. And in the midst of the most painful things in my life, He has walked every step with me and has always given me hope, even in the most dire situations. So I hope that for you. I wish that for you. And I just want to finish by saying one of my daughters, when she was 3, at the oldest 4, was in her Sunday school class. And my dear friend Lee asked her and the other students, who knows what Easter is? Well, she was beside herself, trying to blurt out the answer. And she yells out over probably everyone else in the class. And she says, it's when He rolled over. Jesus rolled over. And I thought about that this week, and I thought, you know what? Out of the mouth of babes, she understood what I didn't understand. He rolled right over your shame and your condemnation and mine. He rolled right over your guilt and your hopelessness, your depression and your anger. He rolled right over your panic attacks and your gender confusion. He rolled right over your hatred and your bitterness. Like a bulldozer, He just bulldozed over everything. And He made all things new. I pray that you've experienced that. And not just a one-time thing, but every day. Because every day is Resurrection Day. As long as we still have breath in our lungs, every day on planet Earth is Resurrection Day. So I pray for you and yours that right now, wherever you are, whatever crisis you're in the midst of, that you feel His resurrection power. He came to bring you comfort and victory. He came so you could walk as He walks on planet Earth. That you could be the voice into someone's life. You could be the power over the enemy that has them entangled. That you would have authority to call things that are not as though they are and set captives free. Enjoy what little bit is left of this beautiful Resurrection Day. I hope that you might join me, as uncomfortable as I am. I hope that you might join me in future teachings, because as uncomfortable as I am, I owe Him everything. And so I hope to meet you again on this side of the screen.